what type of activity takes place in the world? What type of things occur that are considered to be worldly, preacher?
Right.
Tell me what they are, so I'll know what it is. I don't need to do no more. Tell me what it is, so I can stop doing what I am doing that causes God to look at me unfavorably. Paul wanted the children of God in Galatia to understand what it meant to do the works of the flesh. The works of the flesh are actions and activities that fulfill the lust of the flesh. John, in his epistle, said there are only three things that the world has to offer you.
Okay.
Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. So that's all the world got for you.
Right.
Three things. A desire of your flesh, because that's what lust is. Lust is a desire or a craving for. And the only thing the world can offer you is a craving. Nothing else. The only thing it can offer you is a desire that has to be fulfilled in something that's not going to last forever, which is your flesh.
Right.
The Bible explained to us a long time ago that this old thing ain't going to last long. God told Adam and Eve that dust you are, and to dust you shall return.
Amen.
The moment that you're born, you are hastening toward the womb of the grave.
Yes, sir.
This thing ain't gonna last forever.
That's right.
It gets old. Starts to act up on
It does.
stuff that didn't hurt when you were 15.
Right.
Starts to hurt all the time when you turn 50.
Come on,
It's just another indication that this whole body of flesh is going right back to where it came from.
Oh, yeah.
Dust you are,
Yes, sir.
and to dust you shall return. And so when we're dealing with the lust or the desire of the flesh, we ain't talking about something that has anything to do with the spirit. Amen. Up in here. I need you to understand that. We ain't talking about something that has anything to do with the spirit. Everything we about to mention, everything we about to study, everything we're about to look at has its origin in my flesh, and it's only through my flesh that I can fulfill it.
Right, sir.
And the flesh is not going to last forever. Therefore, these are things that God don't want his children involved in.
That's right.
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Everything we about to mention is something that God tells his children no to. Because he knows what's best for them. And everything we about to list is not best for a child of God.
Okay.
So Paul says, now the works of the flesh are manifest. The word manifest means to be made known. How do I know if I'm taking part in the lust of the flesh?
Okay.
He said, adultery is one of them. Hello in here. Adultery is literally the violation of the marriage covenant. It is unlawful sexual intercourse someone other than your spouse. If you're not married and you're having relations with someone who is married, you are a fornicating adulterer. Hello in here. We talked about fornication a couple of Sundays ago. You know, that's when folk get together who are not married and try to pretend like they are married by doing what married folk do. Right? God meant for that particular desire of our flesh to be fulfilled within the confines of the marriage covenant. That's the reason why Paul instructs us in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 that every woman ought to have her own husband and that every man ought to have his own wife. He says, nevertheless, to avoid fornication, you need to get yourself a husband, woman, and man, you need to get yourself a wife. Don't be running around here trying to see what you can do with everybody who walk past you. That ain't nothing but fornication. And if that individual is married, you have caused him to commit adultery. And these are worldly things. The Bible shows us that this is a lust of the flesh. Let me help you with a little something else. Matthew chapter 5, right? Beginning in verse number 27, Jesus says adultery don't start when y'all get into bed. Hello in here. Right. Adultery starts when you look. And when that look turns into a lust. Matthew chapter 5. Beginning in verse number 27. The Bible says ye have heard that it was said by them of old time. And that's the way folk think of it. Oh, that's just an old time stuff. Oh, yeah. Preacher, this is the millennium. We do things different now than the way they did back in the dark ages. Okay. They think that this is old time. But the Bible is relevant to the time in which we live right now. That's right. And what Jesus said then is just as applicable to us today. Yeah. And he said, now you heard those who said it a long time ago that thou shalt not commit adultery. And they understood that that was when an individual who was married stepped outside of that marriage covenant and had relations with somebody else and said, now you know that's wrong. I mean, that's one of the 10 commandments. Amen. Up in here, thou shalt not commit adultery. Jesus said, I know you heard that. But let me help you understand where adultery starts. Adultery don't start when y'all hook up and go to the room. Adultery starts on the street. Okay. Amen. Adultery starts on the street because Jesus said, but I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman. Now watch the purpose of the look. The purpose of the look is to lust. Amen. Y'all all right? Okay, all right. I'll make sure you're still breathing. Watch this now. To look on a woman, to lust after her, have committed adultery with her already in his heart. Yes, look to lust is a different look than the incidental look. Amen. You sitting at the stoplight, you know it's been hot this summer, and some of y'all dressed like you on fire. Okay. I mean, you walked out the house with as little as possible. I mean, and you wanted to have